Good afternoon and welcome. It's Angus Levy for Binary Options Networking, and we are trading the pre-New York session, and we are going to get going now. So markets are not brilliant. I mean, you're looking here at, possibly 2-3 trades before a win. So it's not ideal for us as far as compounding is concerned. So you have a choice, guys. You can compound. I will compound this session just to see how it goes. I want to keep trading it. However, if you are unsure, just use our money management only, okay? Which is a safer option. Not as profitable, but it's certainly safe. But I mean, looking at these though, that's a win, 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 second entry win, win. So it's not too bad at this moment. But let's see what happens. Bit of sideways movement here, so we could see a breakout in USD CHF shortly. Yeah, I think it's for Patrick and Adam. I think it's a local server problem. That's all I can guess. Because I don't, if nobody else in the Netherlands is having the same problem, it must be very local. I have reported it anyway to ETX. So, hi Ifti, welcome. Ifti is a good old friend from going back several months ago when he first joined the Binary Options Networking. So at the moment, all is quiet. There's not much happening. And we may get a signal from AU. So I just want to get my platform ready. I don't know if you saw my message. I actually did mess up this morning with my compounding. I went from 44 to 134. I skipped the 77 one, which was a bit silly, but at the same time we made a nice profit, so I can't complain too much. It still worked in our favor. Are you all up so far today in your trading? Should be. Steph, you got caught out in that AU one, did you? Well done, Emil. You're up to 236. Is that in €2.36, Ed? Oh, you're down. Emil, you're down 120, is it? Oh well. Let's see if we can catch it back for you then during this. That's providing we get some signals. I don't like the look of this at the moment. See that? That's classic for breakout. Although it seems to be breaking out of that pattern now, which is okay. So when you see these sideways ranging is when I start to get a little nervous. No, it's okay. Nothing to worry about there. Just, yeah, we'll just keep a close eye on what's going on here with UCHF, okay? It's not too bad. It's nothing that I think I would be overly concerned about at the moment. But it has the potential to go for a breakout. They've not constricted a lot at the moment, actually, and not compared to here, for example. Just while we're waiting for a signal, which may come on Euro GBP, so just get that ready. I'm going to hold a special webinar. Actually, it's coming on AU. So AU, you want to get AU ready? It's not a go at the moment. It's a false signal at the moment. It has to come back down. No, scrap AU. Go back to EG. Get your going back on EG. And, oh, sugars! It gave the signal just as at the beginning. You see that? Gave the signal just at the beginning. That was unfair. Poor show. Okay. UJ, get ready on UJ. As long as this doesn't come down too far, we'd be okay to take a trade on UJ. So enter on when it gets to 1 second on the chart. That's what you're looking for. Five, four, three, two, one. Enter. If you want to get EG ready, I'm going to go in with EG. Oh no, it's no longer a valid signal at the moment, but let's see. It may, if it stays down, I'm going to go straight back into EG. Now, as long as this stays down as well, I have to be very careful here. Blast it. I'm out of the money there, am I? No, I'm still okay. Getting ready to enter. 3, 2, 1, enter. So we won the UJ just. Just going to check what I need to go up to. It's we were 44, weren't we? So I think it's 103. That's right, 103. If this doesn't win for us, so just get that ready. Looks like we're going to win it. Yep. Okay. Well done. 2 winners in a row. Hope you all got that. And if you compounded like me, you'd be smiling. So our next entry is 77. A lot of constriction there now in UCHF. You must have had a late entry then, but I hope you went back in. Or not. If you lose this one, then don't take it again. It's not looking good. No, okay, that's fine. Don't worry. Just compound on the next entry. Just on the next one I call. You should all have won that if you were following what I was doing. Now, look what I'm doing. Let me just bring this across. I'm entering on second 59, okay? It's because usually on the second there's that little, dive up. So what I'm doing is I'm entering when this gets to 1. When the number here gets to 1, that's when I'm entering, not on the 0, 0, on the 1. So because you want to catch that first second of the jump, which normally happens at the beginning of each candle. Can we have another signal on USD CHF? Hopefully it's not going to be a breakout. It will be for a call. And enter. It's going down. We'll have to watch this now. We'll have to be very careful here. I will take another entry. I have to go in at 180 this time. Euro USD isn't high enough really for me to feel comfortable with it. It's sitting on the 23.6, which is good, so I'm going to enter now. It's given us a blue candle, arrow, which is good. Hopefully it'll go up. I'm just taking a look at what Euro USD is doing as well. I'm just going to take another quick look where I need to go in at 419. I'm happy enough trading on because of this actually. That's what gives me comfort. I could still get caught out. I'm out of the money now again. Come on, up you go. Gonna have to re-enter now. If this carries on down, I'm not entering again. If I lose this, I'm not entering again. Tied at the moment. Okay, I'm not re-entering, guys. I'm just not comfortable. Actually, no, sorry, I will re-enter. Pardon me, I'm going to re-enter. No, I can't, sorry, can't. Flip it, because I don't have I didn't check my chart, but I have to go up to 978. 978. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. What do I do? Okay, I just have to wait for another good signal. I'm just not comfortable with that breakout there. We might wait for it to give us another signal. No, it's going up. Okay. Well, it's early days. Yeah, well done, Emil. You were right. I mean, I did say we have to be careful with this, with USD CHF. Well, I wouldn't rush back to demo just yet. I mean, that was the fourth. That would have been a fourth entry win. The only reason I'm being cautious is because I'm compounding. I didn't want to go too high on my trades. 978. So my next trade will be 978. Well done. Well done, Ed. You won it. I mean, I will say this to you, to those of you with smaller accounts. At the moment, just use the money management. Compounding is a bit tricky at the moment because of the fact that it's not giving perfect wins each time. I mean, if you're on demo, fine, no problem. But if you're on your live account, I would stick with just money management. Remember what I was saying this morning, you may have to give back, once a week or so using the compounding system. I'm up 2,700 or was since we started the compounding trial. That's on Thursday. So if I have to give back a little bit, it's not a big deal. Steph, are you saying you've only got 76 left in your account? Jeepers. Okay. Yeah, I would not have recommended the compounding is only for those with big enough accounts to, go high, not for small accounts. When it's like this, when the market is good and you've got the signals are winning the first time each time, then yeah, absolutely, compound like mad. My initial investment is 25. I don't know about Steph. I presume he's on 15. Yeah, I mean, I've had 3 losses in a row, so I'm going in for my 4th entry next. So it's not for me personally that it's not something I'm too overly worried about. It was the reason. I mean, normally I would carry on, especially after blue. The only reason I stopped was because I was getting a bit concerned that, you know, it had come out of constriction, that it could go deeper, and I was already, you know, on a 419 trade, which, you know, didn't make me feel comfortable about going further. Um, and I was potentially, so 1, 2, 3. I should have, yeah, my next trade would have actually won. But, you know, c'est la vie. Yeah, I lost the last one by just 3 pipettes, you know, which is tiny, really. Okay, Steph. Incredibly slow the last week, you know, this, when I think back to a couple of months ago, I was taking in a 4-hour period 120 trades on average. That's 40 trades an hour. I mean, we're not even doing a third of that at the moment. Seeing a fair bit of constriction coming in now. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. Renee. Hi. Daniel. You're all very welcome. So far, this session is not going our way. I got caught up here, and I chickened out after this, and I should have stayed in, but I didn't. So we'll just wait for another good-looking signal. Not sure if we're going to get too many, I'll be quite honest with you, looking at the charts at the moment. Now, what I was wanting to say earlier is I'm going to do a special webinar on Saturday or over the weekend. I'll confirm the time later before the end of the week, because I've been talking with ETX, and you may remember a few weeks ago I mentioned an affiliate program. Now, I've just been negotiating with them pretty hard, and we have an agreement. And most affiliate schemes work on where you get paid a figure for each introduction, and that's it. I've negotiated one where you will get paid monthly, depending on how much your introduced person trades. So this is what we call residual income. Carries on as long as they're trading, you get paid, and it is very exciting. And the reason I've done this, and to be honest, it cuts down what I earn, but I think it's only fair that you guys who stick with me and trade with me and introduce other members should also benefit. And that's what I'll be talking about on Saturday. Samuel, I don't think we're going to get very far this afternoon. In fact, once I've recovered this trade, I think I will just trade straight. I won't compound anymore. The UCHF going into ranging again. Euro USD ranging. They're all beginning to range a bit. Not liking that at all. So is that something that interests you guys? Where if you introduce other people to the program, it's optional, you don't have to, that you would benefit from it. Okay, Euro USD, not particularly liking it at the moment. It triggered at the last second. Or if it triggered earlier, I didn't see it until the second arrow. I am actually going to prepare for it. Do I need to go in it again? 978. Just in case it goes down. No, it's not going to. It's not a. It's no longer a valid signal. It's okay. It's winning on that arrow, so I'm not taking it. It's based. No, it's not. It's not a. It's based on turnover. It's based on how much trading those individuals do. So you don't know, but I will have some examples for you. Okay. Again, if you want to take this on the minimum for the moment, unless it comes down to the. I'd like to see it coming down to that's GU. I'd like to see it coming further down. Just keeping an eye on it. It seems to be stable for the moment. I hate it. I hate it when that happens. Okay. I was going to take it, but when it bounces up, I can't do it. So you just hang on. Well done, Tracy. You managed to catch EU. Was that on the second green, or did you catch it on the first? Because I didn't see it until I didn't get an alert until the second one, to be quite honest. Or if I did, I was asleep. Okay, well done. There's a couple getting ready to spark off, but there's a lot of constriction again. Okay, we have a signal here on EG, but it's no longer valid. It has to come right down. Okay, it's looking good for EG. I'm going to go for it. And entering now. It's going to be a close one. If I have to go up, oh, look at that. My next one is 2,282. Which looks like I may have to. See, I can do it with my account, guys. You probably can't. The majority of you. Back in the money. Let's hope it stays up. I can't see, am I winning or not? I think I've won it. I wasn't in open positions. Yeah, I won that one. Oh, I didn't like that at all. That was nasty. And this is the only downside with what we're doing as far as compounding. You know, again, as I said all along, there will be days we'll take a loss on this particular compounding trade. You will have days when you take a loss, so you have to look at the long game, guys. That, you know, over the week you stay in profit, okay? That there will be days you'll take a hit. I am no longer going to trade compounding, okay? I'm just not comfortable with it. I'm going to go back to just straight money management. And it's just purely because of the state of the market at the moment. It's just not, it's not doing what I would like it to do. I'm just going to see where we are as far as how much we've made. So I am up 537. So I'm up about 120 so far on those three trades, those three winning trades, which is okay. But I'm switching back now to pure money management. So my next trade will be 25. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Patrick. But I mean, look, again, let me just switch back to, I'm just going to show you. We started this on Thursday, remember. I was away on Wednesday, and we started this compounding Thursday, okay? Hold on a second. Thursday. I was on the wrong date. Okay. Look at this. And I've only traded with you guys during the sessions. I haven't traded outside of the sessions. And I'm up 2,800 since Thursday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Monday, and today, Tuesday, 4 days. So tomorrow, you know, I could be up between 3,000 and 3,500 by the end of the day tomorrow. So, going back to your comment about not getting signals, yes, it's still, there's something there. I don't know what, and I've spoken to Elon, and he's promised to check it out for me. To Leon, I mean, not Elon, to Leon, and he's promised to check it out. You can't understand why it's doing that, and the thing is, it's not even consistent. It's you know, one time it gives a signal, the next time it doesn't. And as I've shown you before, the way to hopefully kickstart it again is whichever chart isn't giving you the signal, go into it and turn the alerts to false, come out of it, back in, turn them to true again. That usually helps, not always. Okay, guys, you should all be up at this stage if you were following me. Well done, Tracy. Up 312. You're showing me up here now. Okay. As long as we're all making money, that's the name of the game. I just reached the 11,000. So I am happy. Yeah. Just while we're waiting for another signal, you know, going back to what I'm trying to do here, I want to create a community of traders, okay? People who are looking out for each other, whose interest it is to trade profitably and sensibly and benefit from being a community. And the way you can benefit is by growing this community together, where we all can share in obviously winning during the sessions here, but also win from each other as well. And win by introducing other traders into the group, because the bigger it gets, I think the better for the community. It'll be active, alive, and strong. Now, the only thing I want to emphasize is that ETX are not able to accept USA clients. Okay, so it has to be outside of the USA. Okay, GU's just given a nice strong signal. GU getting ready to enter. 3, 2, entering. Yeah, I got that on 59. Look at that. Woohoo! that's the way to do it. Yeah, well, as I said before, do you remember what I said? When you see a bar that is several times the size of the previous few, you generally get a big retracement, and that's what's happened there. What it's also showing me, though, is, you see, it's going back to this ranging area, so it's not actually great in the sense that it's continuing to range. Although, wow, look, we might get another signal going in the opposite direction. There is no news. There's no news that I'm aware of. Come on, let me just pull it up. No, the last news out from the UK was at midday. No, actually, it wasn't. Next news is low impact from the US, so it's not going to bother us during this. So that was a nice, handy little win. Yeah, that's right, 1:30 my time. Now, if I'd taken that as the 134, which would have been my next compounding trade, that would have been my one compound finished, which I'd have been happy with. But now, look, just the way the market is, it's, although, look, there again, winner, 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 winner. They've all been winners, actually. So it's my emotions are getting the better of me there, chickening me out. I'm listening to you guys too much. Oh dear. No, we do have a solid system here that appears to be working really well. And as Daniel was saying, if we can find a indicator that will warn us of potential breakouts or waterfalls, then that would be an added bonus, so that we can avoid those dangerous areas that are potential account killers. Okay, super. I will take a look at those afterwards, Patrick, and investigate them. Or if one or two you want to download them and test them out and let us know. USD is coming into constriction again. Sorry, USD CHF. They're all very constricted, to be quite honest, at the moment. And I don't like these sudden jerky movements. Well, to be honest, these jerky movements are not that bad. It's because the range is so small now. As we get constriction, a 10 pipette move is actually quite big on the chart, compared to, before, a 10 pipette move might be only a tiny little move in comparison to the previous. See, if you look at USD CHF, that's 10 pipettes there, which is nothing. So any little movements are big spikes on the chart at the moment. So there's a huge amount of constriction. So I would be very careful, guys, trading for the next hour or so. I would not, wait until it started to smoothen out. AU has popped the signal. Yeah, there's the yellow just above. So if you want to just get your platform ready, we will just keep an eye on it. It's only just what I would consider borderline acceptable. It's not brilliant. But it is staying up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, take it. Now I got it just before the second, so no, I got it on the second. Let's see what happens. I'm preparing to re-enter just in case. It may pop up. There's a slight lag in the time this comes in and this goes down, and then what we were seeing there with MT4. May lose that in the last second. Yeah, have to re-enter. Re-entering. Just caught. Yeah, I just missed that little bit. I should have entered a second earlier. Ah, flip. Look at that. Okay, are we in a breakout? We are. Look at those wild movements. I'm happy to go in again, and the reason for that is I see a bit of a fight going on at the moment between the bulls and the bears. At the moment the bulls are winning, but 3, 2, entering. Now guys, I'm presuming you've all downloaded this Excel spreadsheet yourself. If you haven't, it's in the file section of the Facebook group. Okay, thanks again to Patrick for putting it up for me. I'm not a brilliant Excel technician. I can do the formulae, but I'm not really good with everything else to do with it. Okay, that's the winner, third entry. Yes, yeah, that's right, Tracy. He's his own little filing cabinet. All right, good. Excellent. I'm happy with that. And I'm happy that we switched back from compounding, because that would have been, uncomfortable again. There was another signal there actually, which on EG, which we missed. So I'm going back to 25 for my next trade. Yep, that's right. Third attempt. That's what we did. Guys, once again, with this system, I'm very happy to go to my fifth entry, seriously, without worrying. My sixth one, obviously, I'm biting my nails off. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I felt a smidgen of tension in my sixth trade. But again, this is why I say to you, once you've doubled your account or done enough to cover any bonus that you may have had, take out your profit, but then build up your account, okay? Build it up. Once you've got your initial investment out, build it up so that it's at least double. We have a signal on UJ, not a terribly strong one. Just keep an eye on it. Yeah, I like it now, as long as it stays up. Yeah, still good. Enter when you see the clock hit 1. 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, entering. Let's see, it might want to go up to the 100, but I hope it will stay down for us. Just preparing for my next entry just in case. Looks like it wants to go up. Now the other thing I'm noticing, and it's another telltale that there's a lot of constriction, is that I'm not seeing the tops of the candles. Normally we do, and they're set at 5 is the distance. You could set it at 2, to be honest, today to make it visible. But it just shows you again how constricted the market is. But the system is still working even in a constricted market. Okay, getting ready to re-enter. 2, 1, enter. Yeah, it's going for the 100. It's hit the 100. It may now bounce back down. That's what I'm hoping for. See, it's bouncing off the 100. We'll keep trying it for a little bit, and then hopefully it comes down and gives us a win. Come on. At the moment it's a tie. Oh, back into, yeah, still in a tie. Come on. Yes, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. You see what I mean? It was challenging the 100 FIBO. It wasn't able to break it. So then the bulls then, the bears then take over and drop it out. So that was nice. Well, really, as I say, Steph, where you say that's your downfall, you've never been able to get over the 5. Yeah, look, I am not going to argue with you. It is so hard. It really is. But this is why you have to demo trade, you know, until you get used to it. We should have taken that trade, actually. Sorry, guys. Until you get used to it and feel comfortable with it, taking those hits. Sorry, when I say those hits, being going 5 deep. As long as the indicators, all say, yeah, this is okay, that it's not, for example, a waterfall out coming out of constriction or whatever, it's not affected by news, that the indicators are all saying, yeah, this is a good trade, and fine. But always after the third loss, I will once again take a good look at my chart and say, am I missing something here? What am I missing? Okay, guys, we're 5 minutes before the end of the hour. I am tempted to call it quits. Oh, there's another signal here, though. No, should we take AU? It's AU, our last trade. AU, let's take that as our last one. It is breaking out a little bit, but it's quite high already. 161.8 entering now. No, it wants to go up. That's it. Come on down. I'm still in a loss. I need it to come down. I'm just going to open up that chart. This will be our last trade, guys. You see what I mean? It's tiny movement here, yet that candle looks huge, doesn't it? Ah, you cruel thing. Okay, I'm going to have to re-enter. Re-entering. I'm just keeping an eye on here. Yeah, I'm not going to re-enter after this. If this wins, I mean, yeah, if I lose this, and the reason is, see how far down it's gone. It's caught its breath. It can go higher. Yeah, we're back in the money. Let's hope it stays there. No, out of the money again. Okay. Actually, very tempted to go back in because it's it's too difficult. It's too difficult to call that one, guys. I'm not entering. Okay, let's take a look at UJ. Yeah, UJ is a good strong signal. So I'm going to go in. My next trade will be UJ for 136. As long as it doesn't go up too much further. It's already done so. Can't take it. Not at the moment anyway. It has to come back down. Although it is even Stevens at the moment. Actually, you know what? I am going to take it, guys. If it doesn't go up, no, can't take it now. Can't take it. Can't take it. Oh no, I can't. No. Yes, enter. Sorry if I was too late there. No, it wants to go down. Oh, don't like this. I'm stopping after this. Stay up. There you go. It's this spiky movements I just hate. Just preparing for a re-entry if necessary. There we go. Well done, Daniel. Got the AU on the third entry. Well done. Okay, we're going to win this, and we'll call it a halt there, guys. It's 1 o'clock. We've been trading for 1 hour. So it was actually not a bad session, guys. You know, we could have compounded. Well, no, not really. It would have been too stressful, I think. So I'm just going to call up my chart for the day. So in these 2 sessions, we're up 616. Okay, 2 hours work, guys. 616. That's bloody good. That is really good. I can't, you know, nobody can say that's not good return. And you know, on 25 euro trades starting off, we compounded. We only went to the 77. Okay, we didn't do a full 4 compounds, and then after that we took 1, 2, 3, 4 winners. But in between, you see there was 1 or 2, you know, martingales each time, and yeah, we could have compounded. We could have compounded and, you know, done quite well, but it's just not comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. You know, and I think it was the same the last time it was. 14 wins. 14 wins should have given us 280 ordinarily, assuming 20 euros a win, but it actually gave us 616, so more than double what we'd have got if we were just taking straight trades. So yeah, I'm really happy with this compounding, the way it's working. So this is Angus Levy for Binary Option Networking saying thank you very much and goodbye.